Hospital porter's pride and dignity stop the New World Order. Welcome to Panwo TV. And I'm here yet again for a third visit now to the Leicester Secular Society. And I've come back, it's actually a couple of weeks after the last two videos I shot, so I should stop filming these things and start uploading them, I reckon. Anyway, the reason I've decided to make a third part to this video is because something has happened. I wrote about this on her Panwo Voice, and I'll put a link in the description box as always so you can read the article I wrote on her Panwo Voice. But what happened was, there was a landmark tribunal at the European Court of Human Rights because 4 people were claiming discrimination in the workplace due to the fact that they were Christians. One was a nurse, one was an air stewardess, one was a registrar, and one was a sex therapist. Now, I studied their cases carefully because I was concerned about this, because I've said many times before that, and I said indeed in this film, you know, that although I oppose theocracy, religious extremism, I'm equally opposed to atheocracy and non-religious extremism, the secular tyrannisation of secularism. I've said before that atheism does show some of these signs of being an embryonic tyranny, and that concerns me. Now, in the case of the nurse, that wasn't so much as I think the nurse had an issue. She was wearing a pendant around her neck with a cross on it. Now, she claimed she was discriminated against for being Christian because of that. Truth of the matter is, hospital uniform policy, you're not allowed to wear pendants around your neck. You know, you can wear badges but not pendants. The air stewardess won her case. She was allowed to wear a Christian cross on her uniform as a pin on her British Airways uniform. The most interesting cases are the registrar and the sex therapist. Now, the reason they were in court was because they objected to having to get involved with homosexual relationships. The registrar didn't want to carry out civil partnerships between same-sex couples. The sex therapist didn't feel comfortable giving sex therapy to same-sex couples. The thing about it is, I mean, I can... Now, I've said before, I've said in this film, I don't share the sentiments of the people who were involved in that. I'm not a Christian. My attitude to homosexuality is that it is a inevitable and normal part of life, a fact of life, and a benign one. But at the same time, what concerns me, I think, I mean, there was an interview with Andrew Copson of the British Humanist Association. That he was interviewed on several TV news programmes about this. He was just saying it very, very clear. You know, there are laws against this kind of thing. You're not allowed to discriminate in the workplace. The service, you know, as far as the service goes, you know, people have to be treated without prejudice. Yeah, he's right as far as the entire service goes. But what I think that the key thing here is what exactly effect would it have on the customer if some attempt had been made to accommodate these individuals within the institutions they worked in? Would it have actually caused a detriment? Would it have caused a breach in the service of that institution? Would the registry office have been seriously affected? In terms of the counselling service with a counsellor, would it happen that the individuals who these people wouldn't deal with, same-sex individuals, same-sex couples, would they be affected? I mean, surely, what I'm saying is, surely in this day and age, it wouldn't be hard to find some people who wouldn't mind marrying same-sex couples or wouldn't mind giving therapy to same-sex couples. Wouldn't bother me. Wouldn't bother me one bit. If I'm not interested in what other people choose to do with their private lives. I mean, if two men want to be a couple, that's fine with me. If they want to get into bed together, fine with me. Wouldn't bother me. If two women want to do that, well, wouldn't bother me at all. In fact, as far as sex therapy goes, it would be kind of, well, it'd be. Oh, I better not go there actually, because I shouldn't speak my mind quite too much in these films, you know. But I was just thinking about providing that kind of service to two women, you know. That's something private I should keep in my head actually. I think this is what bothers me. No effort at all was made to accommodate these individuals within the institutions. It was very clear cut. They said they had breached their terms and conditions of their employment, therefore they had to get out. In a sense, it would be very easy, like I say, in this day and age to do that without any detriment to the service at all. So it is a victimless crime. And this is where I disagree with Copson, and I disagree with the BHA, and I expect this organisation supports that line too. You know, the line that the BHA does and Andrew Copson does. And I don't agree with that. I think there should have been. I think more effort should have been made to try and reconcile these people with their employers, rather than just you get out, just shut them up, get them out. That's their attitude. Even though it's effectively, I mean, I think it's effectively a victimless crime. And I think Copson would probably reply, well, if we allow people to pick and choose, well, surely that sets a precedent, a trend. Other people can be allowed to do it. Well, why does it? In this day and age, how many people honestly share the views of these Christians who are involved in this case? I don't share their views. How many other people do? So therefore I get the feeling it's a kind of a thought crime. I think that's what we're looking at. It's almost as if everything, the case itself was a way of dressing up, punishing those people for thinking those things, for having those thoughts, for holding those views. I think that's what bothers me about this, and I think I can't actually remember what I said in the previous two segments of this film, so I think I'm afraid I haven't watched them. It's been a couple of weeks since I filmed them, but I think I do go into detail in part 1 and 2 of this film. So right, that is it, right? No more of these Leicester Secular Society videos. Alright, I'm going to just upload them and be done with it. Any more issues like this come up, I will make a new video, but you know, really, I've written about this before. I've made other videos and written about this before. I've put links in the description box to all the ones I can remember, including the European Court of Human Rights case I was just talking to you about. Alright, so this is Ben Emlyn Jones of Panmo TV, and this here is the Leicester Secular Society. It's a fine, as I say, it's a fine red bricked Victorian building. Very, very nice indeed. And this is the window, there's the Leicester Secular. Oh look, the door's open. Maybe I should do what I didn't do at the Tavistock Institute. What's in there? Look. Ooh, look. Should I go up there? Nah. No, I won't actually. There's nothing much up there, I don't think. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hospital Ports, Pride and Dignity, Stop the New World Order.